So, thank you so much for coming out to InboundTO 24. How many people are brand new, never been here before? We have a couple. Awesome. Fantastic. So, welcome. We do these every single month. You're going to be able to learn about a new digital marketing topic every month. So, if you enjoyed it, please come back again. We'd really appreciate it. Tonight we have two fantastic talks. They're both on social media. People have been hounding me over and over again saying, you guys need to do a presentation on social media. So finally, we've listened to you and we're going to do it. We have Matthew Hunt, our COO at Powered by Search. He's going to be talking about Facebook ads for beginners. After that, we have Shannon Hunter. She was the previous social media manager at Virgin Mobile. She's now at a company called Critical Mass. And she's also going to be talking about the evolution of tweeting and real-time content. Well, this month is landing pages. I'm super excited for it because these guys are like 4 landing page gods. They're actually kind of like my heroes. We have Ollie Gardner, co-founder of InboundTO. We have Pete Lejean. He's the founder of Conversion XL. We have Brian Macy, a conversion scientist, founder, and we also have Hunter Boyle, which is, he works for AWeber Communications. All of these guys are like fantastic speakers and they know their crap when it comes to landing pages. So if any of you guys have landing pages and you're looking to learn more about conversions and just some awesome tips and tricks from like 4 of the best experts literally like possibly in the world when it comes to landing pages, please come to this event. It's next Thursday, it's at 2 o'clock. If you're not able to make it, we're going to be sending out like a full reminder once it's already done. So no worries if you can't make it to the actual live show. Yeah, so look for that.
Where is it?
This is it's a webinar, so it's online. Yeah, you can register at poweredbysearch.com. I'm going to be sending you guys all like everything in order to register for it if you haven't already done it already.
So I feel like super brand new right now in digital marketing. What's a landing page?
A landing page? Okay, a landing page would be something that you would usually land on after a PPC ad, or basically, you're probably a lot better at explaining it than I am, but it would be something. Okay,
How
so
should it be different from a regular page?
it would be it's a page that's made to grab someone's information in order for them to convert.
From a CTA.
Yes, it would have a form, it would have a call to action, and you would fill out that form and you would get something usually or request a consultation or something. So is anyone coming to the Google breakfast here? Do you guys know about this?
Yeah.
Who wants to eat free breakfast at Google headquarters?
Me.
I do.
I'm in.
So we've been promoting this event for the past month. We're super excited for it. It's going to be from 8:30 to 11 o'clock, and this is at Google headquarters. You're going to get a chance to eat breakfast at Google headquarters, and you're going to get a chance to have 2 amazing AdWords experts explain some of their really great knowledge. One of them is Matthew Hunt, and the other one is from Google. So please sign up for that. I'm going to be sending you details if you haven't already done that. It's 100% free, and if you actually can't make it out, we're going to be giving you also a full recap of that as well. So sign up for that. We are still hiring. We've got the chance to get some like fantastic talent over the past month, but we're still looking for 3 new people. It's just a junior SEO, a technical SEO, and a PPC director. So if any of you guys are interested in applying for those positions, you can come to myself or Matt, or you can visit us online at poweredbysearch.com and we can give you more information about that.
That's a great picture, by the way.
Adam's not here tonight, but he's normally the guy in the back that is filming all of our InboundTO and InboundCon events. But if you are looking for a really fantastic guy to film any of your corporate events, he's your man. He's worked with a lot of unbelievable companies such as Shoppers Drug Mart, Dell, Microsoft, and you can visit him online at oneinchpunchpro.com. Okay, so that was it for announcements. Now finally moving on to the agenda. So tonight we have 2 fantastic talks. Up first is Matthew Hunt, COO at Powered by Search. He will be talking to you about Facebook ads for beginners. So if you guys have never dealt with Facebook ads, he's going to be providing some really awesome tips. Now, Matthew Hunt is, if you don't know him, he's an internet marketing junkie. That's what he calls himself. He's been working with digital marketing for the past 8 years. Some of his really great specialties is SEO, PPC, CRO, and social media marketing. And He loves to curse, so watch out for that. After that, we have Shannon Hunter. She is the previous social media manager at Virgin Mobile Canada. She now works for Critical Mass. And she's the community manager and social media strategist there. So she's going to be providing...
planner.
What?
Community planner.
Planner?
Said manager.
Oh, did I say? Sorry. Okay. Community
That was
planner.
like 3 careers ago.
So community planner and social media strategist at Critical Mass. And she knows her stuff. She has over 36,000 tweets, which is since 2009. I actually tracked
Really
you.
looked that up.
Yeah, 36,000 tweets since 2009. So she roughly tweets 18 times a day for the past 6 years. So
That sounds about right.
she's awesome on Twitter. After that, we're going to be giving away a book, a really, really cool book. It's Likeable Social Media, if you guys have ever heard of it. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of networking. So, without further ado, let's give Mr. Matthew Hunt a round of applause.
Hey guys, how you guys doing today?
What?
I think most of you I've seen before, met before. For those that don't know me, I'll talk a little bit about myself, just to introduce myself. Today we're going to talk about Facebook ad marketing. Anyone here not have a Facebook account?
I used to. I know.
You gotta go, no.
I have a big one.
You have a fake one?
Just for client campaigns.
Just for client campaigns, okay. So you're on there, you know what we're talking about.
You're not going to do that much. No? Facebook ad manager's mandatory now. Uh-oh. All right.
Yeah, and that's the best way to go about it, actually.
Totally.
Yeah,
that's right.
totally. So today's presentation is going to be talking about just a 10-step approach to effective Facebook ad targeting for beginners. This is just for people who don't. Who here is doing Facebook ad marketing? Show of hands. Okay, so about half the room. So for the people who haven't done it, this will be good for them. For those that are doing it, it might be a little basic. I have some silly slides or silly GIFs in here, but they're not working, so I'm going to act them out for you. This one goes like this. No.
Please don't. More.
We're going to talk about making it rain. So a little bit about who I am, who this guy is. If you're like me, anytime someone's doing a presentation, you're always wondering, who the fuck is that guy and why the hell should I listen to him? Well, I'm the Chief Operations Officer at Powered by Search. Like Joel said it, I have about 8 years in digital marketing. Prior to that, I was a theater actor for about a decade. I now currently am a family man as well. I've got 3 young boys, 7, 5, and 3. And this is what it looks like in my house if I wasn't there tonight. And again, I'll act out this gift for you. Shannon's like, please, can you move to the other side of the room? All right, so why should you listen to me? I just want to give you a couple quick examples of why I think you should. Here's a niche that's very competitive online. This is a legal niche. And we're actually getting website clicks right back to the website at 10 cents per click and converting these leads that are converting all the time to actual sales for thousands of dollars on retainers. So this campaign's still running today. If you have any clients who are in the legal niche and getting click-through rates of 4.4 on Facebook, it's when it's done right, very effective. Here's another example real quick. This is a campaign that we just ran the other day. This is our own campaign. We've been running for just a couple days. We're targeting specific people on their title roles, offering them a free offer. And this is back to us, but you can see with 22 clicks, we're able to get 7 leads, which is pretty cool. Here's another example of another campaign. This is in the real estate niche. This is a little bit different where we're offering a content download, which is sort of going into some content marketing as well as marketing automation, but very, 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 very effective. In this niche as well, requiring leads in the funnel at $8.50. These campaigns are still running today, very effective. So Facebook works. This is just to show you, we know how to set up these campaigns. Now we're going to get into, again, this is one of these GIFs here. It goes like this. So you can nod if you want to hear the next 10 steps. You guys want to hear the next 10 steps? Jen's like, fuck, cheese ball. All right, so step one is you need to know what your objective is, okay? And so Facebook, these are the different ad formats that you can do on Facebook. You can send people to your website. There's where you can optimize it basically for conversions. It's the same thing, except for you're usually allowing Facebook to optimize the conversions. You can boost your posts. There's lots of different types of posts that you can boost. Promote a page, so this is like getting likes to your page. Install apps, increase engagement on your apps, raise attendance to your event, claim your offer, and get some video views. Basically, in a nutshell, it breaks down into sort of two different types. There's sending traffic to your website, and then there's getting engagement, okay, increasing the engagement. Step two is you want to build a community. So if you don't have a page, you can't even run ads with a page. You need to start a page. And you want to promote that page. Usually that means by promoting likes to that particular page. There's some people who feel that you shouldn't do that anymore. I semi-agree with that. It depends on what it is you're doing. Today, Facebook is really pay to play, and it's really about sending traffic away from Facebook, but there are some brands that you can build a community around. Here's an example of a brand that you wouldn't think that you could build a community around. This is an arborist. It's a client of ours in Alberta. You think that being an arborist of tree removal would be a pretty boring niche. So what we do instead was we just do a little bit of topic bridging. So I suggest that if your niche that you're in is not that exciting, find something that that's a little bit broader, that is sexier. So in this case, it's gardening. So what we did here is we targeted people who are in Alberta, specifically Edmonton. We targeted them based on that they probably own homes, and that they're into gardening. So people who probably own homes are into gardening. Eventually they're going to have some sort of problem with a tree on their property. And by engaging with this brand online, we posted a lot of stuff around gardening. It really had huge engagement. In fact, we're able to target this specifically in the area there and getting people to like the page at 73 cents per click. And we're getting a very high click-through rate on this particular ad. So step two is start building your community. Step three, you got to promote your posts. So there was a while ago that if you had a very active community, there was something called EdgeRank, and if you posted things, it would get a great reach. Facebook has changed that policy, and they say that you can reach up to sort of 16% of your page fans when you paste a post. But here's an example of a post that's not promoted, and you can see it reached approximately 2,000 people versus putting $5 on it. You were able to reach getting the post in front of 10,000 people. So we recommend that you definitely promote your posts when you're on your page there.
Do you mean pay to play?
Pay to play.
Put up money.
You got to put up money. Yeah.
And generally speaking, the more money, the wider the reach.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't get likes back to your page, you're not going to reach anybody. And then even then, if you get them back to your page, the best you're going to get is 16%. But obviously you want to get a greater reach, so you want to promote those posts. And ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, you want to get people off of Facebook back to your website where you can control it and into your marketing funnel. That's always the ultimate goal. So it's just another vehicle, another place that you can take people from where they're hanging out. It doesn't matter if it was Twitter, or LinkedIn, or Google, and move them back to your website. That's always the ultimate goal. Step four, so when you're running ads on Facebook, images is everything. Again, here's a recent campaign that we were just running. Here's an image that I think our team worked hard on, and then all I did was took a crappy stock photography image, and this is the way you have to test it. To me personally, I would have been like, fuck, really? That's doing better as a click-through rate, but it did. Some crappy stock photography with this guy shooting whatever it is, got more people into the funnel that we're after. So. Really focus on your images. The next thing you want to focus on is your headline. I recommend that, questions work well. We find this works a lot. Do you want your website to convert better? Well, immediately, creates curiosity, and people want to then look at, well, what am I going to get? Oh, there's a free webinar about landing pages. Oh, okay, it's on this date. I'm in. Okay, ad fatigue. Does everybody here know what ad fatigue is? Everybody heard of the term ad fatigue? Nobody's heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes, some people have. Okay, it just basically means that over time, the more time people see your ads, the less likely people are going to click on them. They get bored of them. It's, with banners, these called banner blindness. You got to switch up your creative. on a regular basis. It's a real thing. If you have a campaign that's working really well, over time, historically, it'll get worse. So you gotta keep creating new creative that way. You can switch out your images, your headlines, the copy. You can rotate between audiences, demographics, and interests to try and keep it fresh. Okay, step 6. I really recommend that you split out your campaigns into different formats. So when you set up a campaign with Facebook right now, it will default to showing in the mobile version of the newsfeed and the desktop version of the newsfeed, as well as the right-hand side ads, as well as it'll opt you into these app ads as well. I like to break them out independently so that I can see how each ad is performing. Sometimes you'll find that a right side ad will perform better than a newsfeed. Very rarely that'll be the case, but sometimes you can. And you can even then evaluate kind of like what's the cost that it's costing you for those ads. So for those that don't know what a right side ad looks like, that's what it is, versus a newsfeed. I think everybody's recognized those. And you can see down here in a campaign that, the right side was actually costing 79 cents per click versus 48 cents per click. And it can just make you make better decisions on what's working for you.
Is there any rationale for that happening?
Besides being able to,
I mean, it seems like you throw something at us to see what bites, but do you have a general idea?
I find generally speaking newsfeed ads perform better. And then again, it just depends on what it is that your business is. Like you might find that the mobile newsfeed performs is better than desktop. I guess it just depends on how quick people are taking action on it, right? Or where they are and how you're marketing it. But I've also seen ads in the right-hand side do better too. So it's not often that happens, but occasionally it does. I suggest that you just break it out so that you can make the best decision for your business. At the end of the day, you have to look at it like this. It depends on your budget versus inventory. I can guarantee that generally speaking, almost always, depending on the niche you're in, you don't have enough budget for the amount of inventory that's available. So if that's the case, you want to spend your money as best you can. So if you can get traffic cheaper or convert it cheaper in another way, I would eliminate the sections that don't convert as well. Step 7, be specific with your demographics, okay? So ages, what they say about Facebook gives you incredible options to be able to segment on whether they're married, whether they have a family, whether they have kids, even down to job title. My favorite thing is job title and then curate content that's specific to it. So in this example, this is actually a divorce client of ours, and it talks about basically, can your spouse get half your pension? And so we targeted teachers, and we would say, are you a teacher? Are you planning on getting divorced? And we talk about, shit, this is the stuff you need to know if you don't want to lose half your pension. People click off it, actually turned into three conversions, which actually, at a cost of $48 to promote this content, which is a much lower CPL, right? The cost per acquisition on it, or cost per lead on Facebook is $16, where in AdWords, the cost per lead on AdWords is $93. So you want to be specific, but this concept that we have right here, I can just rinse and repeat with every job title. Well, any kind of job title that hopefully pays 100 grand or more a year, right? Because we want to target people who can actually afford a divorce attorney. We're not going to, right? So you want to be specific as well about who you're targeting. If you know your buyer audience, let's go in there and let's target those people who can actually afford the particular services, and that's great for that. Come on in if you want to come in. Hi.
So it's 6:30?
It's 6, but come on in. It's okay. Yeah. So the takeaway here is try and match the content to the audience that you're building on Facebook, and there's lots of different ways that you can slice that. Step 8. Interests. Once people are into market to someone specifically. So this is a good example of, let's say that you are a veterinarian. Okay, I don't know if there's a veterinarian here. If you have a veterinarian client, this is a great idea. But you can have more than one Facebook fan page per website. Why not set up a fan page for every type of dog that people have? Because they love, once people are into a type of dog or breed, that's it. Whether it's the dash hounds, the wiener dogs, or this. They're nuts. They're crazy about it. And it's really easy to grow a community around that and offer specials to them to come into your pet store or your veterinarian store. But you can see at 2 cents per engagement, like I'll take that all day long.
Why would you need to have separate Facebook pages if you're running dark posts on these ads and you're building one brand?
Sure. So this is not a dark post. This is an engagement like to the actual page. And you're right. You don't have to do that. You can target even.
Well, what's the benefit of what you're suggesting?
Well, it's building up a community. If there's a big enough marketplace for it, this is one where I think that there would be. Not all industries this would warrant that. And remember, every page you have is more work, right? So you have to weigh whether you can actually handle that. But if I was a veterinarian, I might pick the top, maybe there's a particular breed that gets sick all the time and has a big following. I'd probably want to create a page about it and target that breed. I have a feeling that this is a dog that gets sick often and has a lot of medical problems, and people and their dogs, they don't go anymore, I think I'll just take it to the back of the shed. No, they don't do that anymore. They spend the money, and the veterinarians know that. So that's something I would do if I was in their shoes.
Matthew, what's a dark post?
Sure. So a dark post is when you run it on your page through the ads manager that's there, and it doesn't show up on the actual. It doesn't show up on your page. So you can run ads to it so that other people can see it, but it's not there. It's a great way to split test images or content before you actually post it on your page, or even before you post your content. Like, you might want to see what's working best. It might be a great way to test a new headline out as well. I know people sometimes also do this through promoted tweets as well. They'll run a whole bunch of them and figure out which headlines actually work best to be able to title their content posts. So it's a great way to split test things. So if you're trying to figure out what image to use for your content, or sometimes spending $20, $30 to figure that out before you post it is a good idea. If you're a big brand, it's like nothing. Step 9, custom audiences. So, who are your best buyers? I mean, it's listed right here. Obviously, people who visit your website, or even better, actual buyers. So Facebook allows you to take any database that you have and upload it. If you have their email address or you have their phone number, you can upload it and market it to them. And you can layer that as well with other interests and audiences and do some really interesting things. Or if you segment your audience before you upload it, like if you have a big enough list of buyers, and let's say that you do, food delivery or something, and you have a list that knows that this list likes to order Indian food, and the other list likes to order Chinese food or pizza. You're going to run a different ad to those people of what they like to order or what they like to eat. So you can break up your list. The other cool thing you can do, this is a great way to get around, some of the spam challenges that you have out there, like Castle. Or these are, right now, all these people in Canada are having a hard time selling their databases because of Castle. So you probably get them at a cheaper discount. Like one thing we did was we had a client who targets HR professionals. And so we bought a database of HR professionals. It was like 150. There's no guarantee that they're going to be on Facebook. The time we uploaded it, there was 18,000 of them on Facebook. And then we ran ads to the HR professionals with this particular software product, and it worked really well. So, you don't actually have to already have the database. You can just go out there and buy it.
Quick question. We tried to do for a client where you upload a database to Facebook, and then you get blocked. Have you had that happen before? That you can only upload so many, or at a time? Like,
Were you doing UID numbers instead, like where you were scraping them? That's not allowed.
No, it was our own database.
Facebook emails are limited to 10,000 per custom audience. You just have to upload a whole bunch of them.
There you go. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
This
we
was
did
too
like
big.
we tried to do a whole whack, and all of a sudden we got blocked. They got the client's account. So I was wondering if there was a.
Blocked out,
Just make sure you're doing it on the back end.
yeah.
But it's 10,000 per.
Okay.
And then it'll stop you and you just upload a new one, rename them all.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Another thing you can do is lookalike audiences.
Yeah. Is there a minimum on that with uploading the emails? Because we have like 600 were accepted, and then we try to run an ad there, and it says you don't have enough people.
You need
You
1,000.
need 1,000.
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah. So just if you have like 995, add a couple of your friends. No. Lookalike audiences are cool too. Basically, you say, hey, here's my buyers. Go find the other people who are not my buyers that look like this, and they work really, really well. It's incredibly well how well they work. especially when you start layering it with other things like demographics or interests. There are some really interesting things that you can do. So use custom audiences, very powerful. Step 10, be topical. I mean, this is a good example. This is not a client. I wish it was a client. They're really doing an awesome job with their Facebook marketing. But they're running a sale. I mean, get all your holidays done. There's a couple of sites that I like to use when I'm planning out my calendar for social media. There's days of the year, which is really cool because they actually post like weird shit that you didn't even know was going on. Like, this is Universal Pizza Day or whatever it may be. Like, just stuff that you wouldn't even think that exists, and there's a whole following. So you can come up with all kinds of creative ideas, and there's always, every day of the year has some sort of weird fucking holidays attached to it. And then what happened today is another cool thing, you know? Such and such person did this day, and so we're offering a discount. There's always a reason to offer a discount, right? And whenever there's a discount, guess what you're gonna do? You're going to make some sales, especially if it's only one day. Because if they were thinking about it, and sitting on the fence, and they're like, $500, $274, it's one day, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger today. And by the way, this is a great product. I've actually bought this product. Not that I've actually been using it for a lot, but it's there. And then here, bonus, this is a big one, video. So I think video, you know, on Facebook right now is just killing it. And it's never, listen, Facebook is like AdWords 2005, okay? It's never gonna be this cheap. And this is insane. I started running this like 2 weeks ago. I spent $46. I have 20,000 fucking views on this explainer video. I will take that all day long. And
However, I'm sorry, those views, even though if didn't click on it, you know, when you're just looking at it without no sound.
Because it's straight,
It's counting as a view.
yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not unless they engage with it.
It has to play for a certain amount of seconds.
Yeah.
3 seconds or 5 seconds.
It's 5. So, but you actually have to stop and pay attention to it. There's also a different score for people who actually clicked on it.
Right, yeah, that's the engagement.
Anyways,
So in fact, you're probably actually reaching more people than it's really saying.
sure. Yeah, it's reaching it. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. This is like just crappy 2-minute long explainer video that I got made on Fiverr for like $30. Yeah, it's awesome. So, you know, Fiverr, $30, 46, 20,000, lots of clicks to the website. I mean,
Your CTR is super high.
thank you.
That's sexy.
You
And the relevance score is
stay.
fucking awesome.
You can stay. Did you see the other relevant scores are back there when they were 10
Yeah.
out of 10?
Unreal. But on a video, that's crazy good.
Thank you. So video's cheap. You know, keep them short. Don't put these long videos up. Yeah.
Matt, what did you say you made the video with? Fiverr?
Fiverr. It's just you pay $5 and people do shit like write you notes. Oh yeah, I mean, there's literally anything on there. I mean, I did this fun thing on Fiverr one time. It was so fun. I think it was for my wife's birthday, and it was like this white trash guy sings you happy birthday with like crooked teeth, and he puts on this whole costume. He's not a real guy. It's just like costume guy, but it was so funny. And I sent that and posted. There's really neat. I mean, if you just have $5 and you're bored and you want to order something really funny, go to Fiverr. It's great.
So is it fiverr.com or something? What's
Yeah,
the site?
yeah.
Spelled
2 R's.
F-I-E, yeah, F-I-V-E-R.
Yeah.
Arrgh. So keep your videos short. Don't put.
Like a minute?
I've tried to put like webinars up there. Nobody's watching them. Nobody cares. That's not what Facebook is about. We don't go there and sit there and watch something for an hour.
Do you recommend a minute, 2 minutes, or what?
Yeah, or less, even less. I mean, at the end of the day, when you make videos, what does well on Facebook, and I think everybody knows that it's either educational in some way. That's why explainer videos work well. Like, you ever see those things? Like, I think that you know the page. I think is I fucking
love science.
I fucking love science. There you go. So they make sometimes these explainer videos. They're like a minute long, and they do really well. You know, funny works always. Funny, but, you know, emotional too works really well too, guys. If you can touch people on an emotional level in some way, that's fantastic too.
Sorry, Matt, quick question. On that that you did, that explainer video, is that when somebody draws on a whiteboard type of thing? Is that what that is? Or?
Yeah, well, in this case it is.
Yeah.
Yes, so I guess there's lots of different explainer videos that can be made, and usually they're done in animation, or this is a whiteboard.
So you would just, when you did your search on Fiverr, you say looking for an explainer?
Whiteboard or explainer
Yeah.
video, yeah, and then gave them the script, and I think I paid someone $10 to do a voiceover on there, and
Yeah, I paid $5 for
Connect.
somebody to take a logo and put it into a Word doc for, like, to build a Word doc or something.
Yeah.
And then do it like 10 minutes. It's good price.
yeah, sure, yeah. So video. Hey, that's it. This is this. This is supposed to look like this. Give yourselves a no. Okay. Just no chance of winning. Okay, questions, guys? You guys have any questions about Facebook marketing?
So a question regarding the video. So at the end, in terms of associating the video with your own product or your own service, is the message sort of tacked on to the end, or is it actually that you're tracking? I'm missing a step there.
So I like to put the website there too, just in case they don't make it to the end of the video. But at the end of the video, you can have your URL that's in there. In fact, I think now too, it also sometimes will. I can't remember if it will show up as learn more in the corner. I think it's right to the end.
It's your choice.
You gotta wait.
And it's at the end.
It's your choice of where it is?
It's your choice. No. It's your choice what it says. You can say learn more, download now,
Yes.
all those same options.
Yes.
And it is at the very end.
It's at the very end.
So the CTR is always at the end. But it is your last frame and it stays that way if you watch to the end.
Right.
So Matt, when you have content on Facebook, are you recommending that you should always have a creative that shows up and looks nice on Facebook, and then when they click it, it's always content that goes back to your site, so that you can try to convert them or put them in your marketing?
Yes, like in the past, people used to try and use images and then a link in the description because they felt that it got more engagement on that image, but then nobody's actually going to your website, so it's better to actually make it that the image is, post your link so that it becomes an image. If there is an image, you can upload one so that when they click on it, it goes to the website, you get them back to your website. That's very important. I see a lot of people who still do it the old way, and I don't, it doesn't work.
It's amazing, first of all. I really like it. But the question, from your experience, what kind of industries, what kind of companies don't benefit from Facebook ads?
Every company.
Every company.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to hack it. Like I said, you can topic bridge it. Like, we had a guy who removes trees and cuts trees. We connected it to gardening. Like, you can find another market to sort of, attach to that makes sense to make it sexy or fun. So there's no reason why you can't find one. We have a client who's called the sinus doctor. He sticks balloons up people's noses and blows up the cavities. It's like, how do you make that sexy? Well, we do, because we talk about, does your spouse snore? Are you sleeping in separate beds? Talking about the real problems that they have, and it becomes really interesting content that then leads to they didn't know they had a sinus problem and that they needed, this service, knowing that, oh, okay, so you can do really interesting things.
Have you found much success with Facebook marketing for B2B?
Yeah.
Executives you have?
Yeah. So we're B2B, and we're on it all the time, and well, here's this is, well, it's, I guess, B2C, I guess, but let's go back and let's look at these interests over here. Here, job titles, B2B, Chief Operating Officer, Startup, Investor, Digital, this is us. You can target the B2B. You can target, in that other case, when we're talking about the software for HR professional, you can target right to HR professionals, right to the job title. So I think it works for B2B just fine.
So can you be that exact for job titles? How about geography? Can you do like postal codes or radius?
So you can do cities in Canada. You can't do postal codes yet. They tell me that it's coming. I haven't seen it yet. You can do zip numbers though in the US. Now, if you have your own database and you could segment your emails by the postal codes that are associated with it and upload that way, and custom audiences if you want. But in Canada, you can't do postal codes yet, nor neighborhoods. It really kind of pisses me off because there's so many cool things you could do in the real estate industry and restaurants on Facebook in Canada right now, but you just can't, because people hang out in neighborhoods. You can't, nobody says Toronto, right?
Google's got that.
Yeah, Google's got it down on there. They're a little ahead on the curve there. But Canada's like, they don't care about
The
Canada.
options in the back end, it just doesn't work. It says postal code, so it's coming.
It's coming.
Because it's right there, and it's like,
Yeah.
it says postal code, but as soon as you type it in, it goes gray.
Yeah, they told me like ages ago that it was coming. But
Yeah, well, there it is.
exactly. That's it. That's exactly it. Facebook, they're dicks. Okay. Oh no, sorry. I don't actually feel that way. Shannon Hunter does. I just want to make that clear. I'm just echoing and repeating what Shannon said. Facebook, they're dicks. No. Go ahead. They should let me speak.
Matthew, can you just expand a bit? You mentioned about buying lists and how that worked for you.
Yeah.
The HR people.
Yeah.
Is it the email list you bought or the names? I missed that.
The list? Yeah. Well, you can upload email addresses or phone numbers. So any list that has that.
And so if you put in phone numbers, Facebook.
If they have an account on Facebook, then you found that person. So for example, we bought a list of whatever it was, 100-something thousand HR professionals. It ended up showing that there was 18,000 of them that were actually had Facebook accounts. So a lot of them didn't, probably because they're their business emails instead of their personal emails. But only if they're there and it matches.
So they match by email.
And they match by email or by phone number. You don't know who they are. They don't say, hey, this is Tom, Harry, and you don't know the actual who the person is.
You just know they're in the industry because in a phone number could be they have an office.
Well, assuming your list
50
is
people.
assuming your list is clean and the list broker you
I
bought it
think you
from.
realize that it's his list that you're sending to, but Facebook is the mechanism only.
There you go.
You're providing the person in the first place. So
Yeah.
you're saying 18,000 out of a 100,000 list had Facebook accounts and therefore could be reached through Facebook. The other, whatever, 82,000 were zeros. I mean, you don't get any value from them.
Yeah. What
Do the list brokers not offer sort of Facebook-ready lists?
I don't think they've clued in yet about that.
Because that would seem to be something pretty obvious.
Well, it sounds like an opportunity to me. Maybe someone should call them and spell it out.
Facebook list?
Well, or just simply,
Like
as
have
part of
data
the
providers
processing of
figured
the
out
list,
to make
prepare
clean
to use.
Facebook lists to sell yet? Probably not.
Then they, or scrape it themselves.
But people are starting to share pixels and sell their pixels and stuff and share them. That's kind of cool. I like doing that. So, for example, I don't know, like maybe you're in the travel niche and you contact an expat forum site that has 100,000 visitors a month or something, and you could pay them or rent to put your pixel on their website to get in front of their audience. I mean, there's cool things you can do that way with pixels. I mean, I think soon they'll probably slap that as well. But you can also share pixels as well in Facebook. So if you want to share your pixel with someone, you can actually share it and then remove it.
What would be some examples of a not-for-profit using the Facebook ads? Because you're always budget conscious. Would it be more for fundraising or membership or?
This would be brilliant for nonprofits. Everyone saw, ALS, right? And what they did, but I mean, you could do so many things. I mean, you just targeting people on their interests will do it. So, runners if you're doing a run and raising money on running, you probably want to target people who have an interest in running and doing marathons in your area. Maybe just one more question,
We'll take
one more question, and then let's get Shannon up. Guys, there's 2 hands up. Do you want to?
You can ask him after.
Meeny,
Yeah.
miny, mo. No. Who wants to ask it?
Okay, go. So to come back to for-profit organizations.
For-profit organizations. I love those kind of organizations. It's my favorite kind of organizations.
So when you lay over Facebook ads, over the traditional, conventional consumer funnels, awareness, product trial, conversion, loyalty, what do you think Facebook ads come into play? Where are they more effective?
All those stages.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you certainly should be retargeting and remarketing. I mean, like I said, the first place I would start is with your own website visitors as well as your buyers. That's where you're going to do that, assuming that you have more than one product to sell.
But even the traditional website is more from an awareness tool rather than everything else.
A traditional website is more about awareness.
In my opinion.
If you can get people to your website, yeah. So this is another channel to get people to your website, yeah. It's just and a very effective, affordable way to do it if you're smart with your targeting. I mean, if you just throw ads up on Facebook blindly, it's not going to be very effective. But you follow those 10 steps, you'll do great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
I have managed social media since it was a job. My first gig was with Toyota, working right after the recalls, you know, the massive ones where the president got involved. Like, not the president of the company, the president of the United States. It was like a big deal. So we tried to bring back the love using social media, and it actually kind of worked a little bit. You can't really, I mean, people died, so there was still that. I talk a lot when I get nervous, especially in front of large groups of people, and I also really like to curse. So, but real-time content, everybody knows. Oh, by the way, not going to talk about the cookie at all. There's no Oreo mentions here. Okay, so real-time social media content is awesome when it works. And it falls into one of 8 categories, all of which these are, especially the Lego one, that's my favorite. Those categories are holidays, TV events, celebrities, milestones, politics, comebacks, newsmakers, and owned, which we'll get into because I think owned is the most important. This comeback is hilarious and awesome, and I love to watch brands play together. So that's cool. But you also need to know when to say, hey, we don't really fit here, like Flo. And she's like, what do car insurance and football have in common? Literally nothing. So she's going to sit and watch the game. Lots of people liked it, got lots of shares, huge engagement, but it made a point because really she has nothing to say about who won the game, Seahawks, whatever. She doesn't give a shit. This is what I did with Virgin, and it's all about owned real-time content. So, Virgin, a little bit different than other phone companies. They have a member benefit program, so they sponsor a whole bunch of stuff. And before we started working on it in social media, they were sponsoring a whole bunch of stuff and not doing anything with it. Yay, that's dumb. Why are you sponsoring music festivals and sending, they send hundreds of people to music festivals and they did nothing with it. So we took the branded content, we put it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, and we also use that YouTube to create pre-roll. So the videos you see right before you see the video you actually want to see. However, I will say this, that 98% of people watch the video to completion, which is awesome, right? Isn't that so good? Because it was actually fun and it didn't look like an ad. And we also started our own blog. So we went to the Stampede. Up there you'll see the blog. We made a video and we ran a 30-second pre-roll for our friends at YouTube, and then we threw that all across the interwebs. It was super fun. We went to Squamish Valley Music Festival, video, real-time content sharing on Instagram so that people who aren't there can engage with the brand and actually see what we're really doing. Alexander Wang and H&M launched in New York. We sent people there. Instagram photos, pre-roll, all kinds of fun stuff. So the important thing is always to just capture every piece of content possible. But when it comes to real time, it's a lot easier if you own it, if it's yours. That video is theirs forever. And we captured what real people who were members or customers and what they were saying. And yes, that is Olivia Wilde, and I did get to meet her, and I actually got to smoke a joint with her. It was the coolest moment of my life. She offered, I couldn't say no. Like, really, you're at Osheaga and Olivia Wilde's like, hey. Yeah. It was amazing. But the point is capturing not just our own content, but other people's content so that it's more genuine when it comes from a consumer than when it comes from a brand. Hey, and I can show you what it looks like. I think I can make this play. Maybe. Ooh, the play button would be. No? You want to go ahead? So this is a compilation of all the videos we built. I had a production crew on site with me for every event. And then we put these up 48 hours after the event so that it was real time and shareable. Oh, and we only let winners were all pretty. Put the pretty people on camera. So this is the MMVAs. By hiring our own production crew and taking them with us, and editing on the road live and in real time, we were able to put these down and use them as Instagram videos as well. And every piece of Facebook content that went up live during the event got promoted. Same with Twitter. That guy was super drunk. Canada's really pretty, guys. That's Matt Mays, he's super nice. So this stuff was all going up as we were going. This is the Calgary Stampede last year. Ah! What happened? It died. Oh, the computer. Yeah.
What kind of budgets were they spending to do all this?
200,000
A year?
for the production.
Per event?
No, total.
Oh, that's cheap.
I'm a shark.
$200,000?
Yeah.
For how many movies?
Alexander Wang, The Hobbit, Squamish, Osheaga, and MMVAs, and the Calgary Stampede. And we got content the whole way through, video and pre-roll. And this was all done by Biz Media. They're local, they're amazing. If you ever need, they did everything. But again, I'm a shark.
You guys ripped them off.
We did not rip them off. Maybe a little.
It's okay.
Editors and video artists were working for years.
No, we doubled up on roles.
Red carpet at Windsor Arms after seeing the premiere of The Hobbit 3: Battle of the Five Armies.
Yay.
See it first.
I stood outside that night for 6 hours in the cold. Woohoo. So the fun part, results. That's 2013 for Virgin's results. And this is 2014 in terms of clicks, total reach, impressions, new page likes, and total fans. You'll notice new page likes is actually lower. That's because I was working on an engagement campaign. The whole year was focused on engagement and using the existing fan base. There's no reason to buy in new fans when we needed them to actually engage with the content. So by showcasing the benefits program, we increased our reach by 1,010.84% and our impressions by 4,096.56%. So in 2015, the goal for them is to continue and kick ass. But yeah, so we saw a massive increase in reach. Then this is YouTube, year over year. Views increased by 828%, increasing minutes watched by 934.67%, which also means that Canadians spent half a million minutes with us and with our content, which is awesome. And you're never going to get that on TV, and you're never going to get it for that amount of money. Yeah?
For the Facebook campaign, do you remember what was the range for CPD and cost per like? Do you know that?
I didn't run a cost per like campaign at all, but our cost per engagement was on average about 25 cents.
And can you calculate by just divide total cost with the number of likes to see?
Can I do math in my head? No. No, I can't. But the combination of advertising and social sharing made those numbers possible. So it was both. It's lots and lots of sharing and lots of spending. Not necessarily spending a lot of money, but spending, I don't know what's happening there. These were also promoted. You're like just killing my computer there.
I don't know. It's just he's downloading your calendar.
Yeah. Dude.
I don't know.
There we go. No worries, man. It's fine. So this is July Talk. I love her boob shirt. It's awesome. But that was at Squamish Fest. That one had an engagement of 11%, which is awesome for Twitter. Your Twitter engagement is usually really low because stuff stays in the timeline for like no time at all. Twitter moves really quickly. This one did really well as well, but that's because she's like smoking hot. And then obviously Lee Pace and Peter Jackson did really well, But look at all those favorites and retweets. That's because I asked my friends over at Warner Brothers to retweet it for me.
Do you find that you use a lot more images now?
Yes.
Twitter?
Yeah.
All the time, or?
Pretty much all the time, except when I try and be funny, which I sometimes do, just for joy. I think the other day I was at Virgin and I tweeted, what's more important, left shark or white llama? Right? Thanks, you get it. The llamas were badass and I kind of want to be friends with them. So that's it. It's very simple. I really do believe that if you are going to build out real-time content, that some of it, yes, be royal baby, 4 weeks away. Tell your clients. Go ahead.
Sorry, for Twitter with the images, would
Yeah.
you do Twitter cards or would you do just real-time posts on Twitter or use a third party?
I do not use third-party apps. I don't believe in them. They freak me out. I am terrified of being the next person to make a terrible viral mistake and then everybody knows that you're awful at your job and someone's got an airplane and bad stuff is happening. I use Twitter proper and then I use the back end of Twitter, so I actually break it up between cards and just promoting the tweet itself. Cards have a decent click-through rate, but the engagement's very, very low. So I use cards more for tactical campaigns and less for real-time content.
Can you explain what cards are?
A Twitter card is something you build on the back end of Twitter in their ads platform. And it's just a photo and then a little bit of copy and a link. So it's usually used for tactical and it's usually used to drive to your own website. You can also use them to drive to your app and get app downloads. You can actually use Twitter ads to go direct into Apple Store or Google Play. And then in that case, you're charged based on a per download fee. Yeah?
So I guess all the creative was created on the go, like
Yeah.
and then that's
Nothing scheduled ever?
Nope.
So
I stayed up until like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was fun.
Right, and I was had the opportunity to actually work with a large campaign on Super Bowl and with the Super brand as well, and it was just absolutely terrible because they were trying to plan everything, like especially the promoting part.
Should we go back to flow? We'll go back to flow.
And I just, I mean, from the sound of it, you guys really had fun, but I didn't. So it was like have to stay up 24/7, literally control all the promoted stuff.
It's nuts.
And
You can schedule that stuff.
we did, but again, it's because all the legality issues and all the creative issues.
Yeah.
And especially when everything's done in house when you actually come with agencies. And there's a bunch of agencies have to stay in the war room.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just not fun at all. Like I just don't understand how you guys did it so brilliantly. Like, and I actually had a lot of fun.
Because I run around like a chicken with my head cut off. And Biz ran around capturing content. So they captured the content. I said, hey, that's cool, and can I get it? They sent it to their guy who was editing at a hotel close by. He got it back to me, and then I posted live. So it really was a team effort. It was just instead of being stuck in a war room, you knew what was going on. And by knowing what's going on, you're better at your job. You can build better content. So say something really cool happens. You're actually there, you actually see it, and you can comment. So if you don't have a photo at the time, to be honest, there's an Instagram photo that is of my colleague's arm, and it's got a Bruno Mars tattooed on it because I wasn't allowed to take photos of Bruno Mars. He played at Squamish, but his agent said no photos. They don't want him repping our brand. That's totally fine. So in that case, I was like, hey, Cheryl, your arm where the tattoo is with his lyrics, can I have that? Had our guys take a picture of it and posted that live to Insta. Like, Bruno Mars is about to take the stage. The key thing is to actually be in the moment with the content. So that's how Oreo won, and I hate mentioning it, but they did win. They won a Cannes Lion for what they did during the Super Bowl, dark. You can still dunk in the dark. They won a Cannes Lion for that, which is a little crazy. But the way they did that was they had people watching the game. They invited their clients over. They had a bit of a Super Bowl party, and they were just prepared with their creative, their account people, and their social people. So as soon as something cool happened, they could act on it. Yeah?
I don't mean to be devil's advocate, but in the business, the bottom line is to make money.
Yeah.
And sure, this can drive a lot of exposure and and stuff, but at the end of it, what dollars and cents happens out of all this?
Well, in this case, we were trying to point out the key differentiator for the brand. That being that if you're with Rogers, what extra stuff do you get? If you're with Virgin, you get 2-for-1 movies. If you're with Virgin, you get free concerts. You get to go to all these events. So we tied it back into what does your phone get you? And then, yeah, you are talking about dollars and cents because you're talking about what makes my phone cooler than yours. And for the target market, which is 18 to 25, sometimes a little bit older, they care.
So you saw recent sales after this?
Yes, we did.
Just, I'm literally with Virgin just because of that, so it actually does work. Yeah.
What?
No other phone company gives away sweet shit like them, so it, and I'm their exact target market. So.
Yeah.
That's my question. So everything happened on social media. You guys actually created a landing page just specifically for the events or for the social media campaign. So anything beyond social media is not controllable at all.
Brand awareness.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's brand awareness, especially for a company that is small and really wants to differentiate itself from their parent company. And you're not going to see Kudu trying really hard not to be related to TELUS, or Fido trying really hard not to be related to Rogers. But Virgin and Bell, they're not pals.
And what would you say the best timeline for the guys wanting to use stuff like this? Say there's what's the next major events? Maybe say just think the next major events. Like how many months you actually plan prior to make the event?
About a month.
Okay.
I know, it's not a lot of time. It sounds insane. But you also need to keep in mind that I tried to keep the crew lean so that we could afford to do everything. And all of that content we made, all of those photos, they're being used in things now. So because we own everything outright, we're using those photos for POP, we're using the video for commercials, we're using the photos for billboards. So now we've created a stream for avoiding actor fees, for not sending people to South Africa to shoot a new commercial. So all of that content is now available to us to use in perpetuity, which is awesome and totally saves money.
It's a great point. A good reason to even convince them to invest in it.
Exactly.
Great.
Mike, this very quickly becomes stale, is it not? I mean, a rock concert 6 months later.
No.
Unless it happens to be a particularly noteworthy outfit.
Not really, because all of these are annual. So Osheaga's coming up again. Shit, how do we talk about Osheaga? Well, we have a whole bunch of content from last year, and it's still totally relevant because they haven't announced the lineups yet. So that content becomes reusable, especially on annual events. So Super Bowl, Oscars. Do people still talk about Ellen taking a selfie? Yes. Do they still are they going to talk about that freaking awesome?
100% though of the coverage.
Mm-hmm. But our voice gets heard in the din and the noise. You add the promotion in and you make sure that you are heard. When everybody's talking about something, when someone's clicking on a trending topic, they're seeing your stuff because you're promoting it. And because you're building stuff that's relevant and interesting to the base.
Social media is only one part of your marketing plan anyway, so
Yeah.
like everything else will tie into it, but that's a huge avenue to get to the people that are online, on the computer and on mobile. And if you're just having a print flyer, you're not necessarily reaching those people, so it's just part of an avenue of your entire marketing plan.
Also, about 80% of people in that target demo get their news from Twitter. Hey, yeah, and who found out about Osama bin Laden dying first?
Twitter.
It was Twitter. Yeah.
I want to know what kind of tools you use. Do you use anything special?
No.
You don't use buffer or anything?
No. I'm a crazy person. I do not recommend that anyone who isn't completely comfortable with all of the tools try using everything natively because it is insane. I recognize that. I like uploading everything to its native platform. You may notice that if you upload a YouTube, or if you put a YouTube video on your Facebook and try and promote it, your views are going to be way down. Facebook wants you to use their native video software. In fact, there's now on your Facebook pages, you may notice that Facebook has a featured video. So you can feature a video. They want video content. They're competing with Google, they're competing with YouTube, and they want you to use these things. Twitter has TwitVid now, officially, and they want you to use their native software. And Vine is dumb, so it makes sense that you don't want to use that, but they want you to use TwitVid, so everything should go where it belongs. You'll find the click-throughs higher, you'll find everything's higher. I do, however, love Sysmos for listening software and for proving how awesome I am after the fact.
Sorry, so does that mean uploaded in the format that they wish?
Yes.
Or does it mean transcoded when it gets there?
No, I upload it in the format that they ask for because the results are better.
You don't do any pre-scheduling or tools like Hootsuite or anything?
No.
No?
I use TweetDeck, but that's about it. I don't pre-schedule, especially you can't pre-schedule real-time content because you never know what's gonna happen, and you shouldn't try and schedule it because it ends up like it just looks so fake. You might like live in the moment, have a team be ready to go, and then push it out as soon as you can. Like right now, I've asked my team to think about Royal Baby for clients. Are they interested? Do they want to compete with Nissan UK? Is there something cool you can do with Royal Baby? Does your client fit it? And if they do, let's think about content now. Let's build it now. And then when it's ready, we'll do it. But we can't predict when the woman's going to go into labor.
Did you find working with Virgin that they immediately got it right away, or did they have to warm up to the idea of real-time content?
They had to warm up.
How long did it take you before you were able
6 months.
6 months to convince them. Did you do any micro campaigns?
No.
It just,
I'll-
before they trusted you.
A lot of research, a lot of proving what works, a lot of being on Sysmos, and a lot of saying like, hey, why don't we test this? Why don't we see it? If we do it for a year, if we spend $200K in a year and $500,000 on ads, fine. That's a lot of money, I recognize, especially for some smaller clients. But for them, that's a test. If 1 year it doesn't work, it hasn't ruined anything.
So last year they spent $700,000 as this test. Are they this year? Do you know if they're planning on going back and doubling down? Or?
Yes.
Great.
They will continue with the campaign. Yep.
That's great.
Is the content for promoted and organic the same content, or it actually separate those two?
They are separate in some instances and the same in others. For video, I personally get really, really mad and end up tweeting Dell a lot because they have pre-roll videos that are 4.5 minutes long, which is aggressive and unfair, especially when you're the kind of person who just like puts on a YouTube playlist and puts your headphones in. Whatever, if it's like a 30-second, you don't care. But if it's 4.5 minutes of someone droning on and on, it's really annoying. So our pre-roll videos are specifically 30 seconds long rather than the full minute. And then we found our skip rate was super low.
Right, and you mentioned using YouTube video instead of Facebook native one, but I guess one benefit is you can actually create a custom audience for the video viewers, right? And do you actually do retargeting after the event as well?
Yep. The retargeting features on Facebook are awesome. They're also available on Twitter. Any kind of remarketing is amazing and super smart, and you should always do it because your customers want to see your content. They've already bought into you. And for those who don't know much about Castle, social is not actually affected by the Canadian anti-spam legislation because it is one-to-many communication, and the Canadian anti-spam legislation, it's one-to-one.
Yeah.
So if you're not emailing someone, if you're spreading a message that a lot of people could get, you won't actually be affected by that, which is awesome.
It's a great way of explaining it.
Yeah.
What's like one, like, I don't know hack, but like what's one piece of advice that you can give to everyone on like how to increase their Twitter followers? Like, is there something that you know that someone else doesn't know, or is there something that you
No.
do?
There's no special to increasing your Twitter followers. I do find this whole I'm a brand, I'm not going to follow anyone bullshit, fuck off.
Yeah.
You are not special. But it does make your end consumer feel really, really special when you follow them. It makes them feel awesome because, I mean, they don't work in marketing, they don't work in advertising for the most part, so they get excited when a brand follows them, especially a brand that they love. Whether it's a small brand or a large brand, if there's loyalty there, they're super happy to have you follow them. So engage and talk to them. I found our followers always go up if you start talking to people randomly. Send someone a happy birthday.
Actually, a good one that does that is Buffer.
Yeah.
They used to send you a T-shirt when you'd like them or you'd sign up for them.
Yeah.
And then they would tweet you as well and follow you.
Yeah.
I apologize for interrupting.
No, it's okay, man.
So I would guess, so Virgin, you manage Virgin Canada, right? So
Yeah.
Virgin US.
Virgin US is actually smaller.
Oh, really?
In terms of engagement and what they're doing right now, Virgin US, so the way Branson does it is he brings a mobile company to a country, lets it run for a little bit, lets it get successful, and then he sells the licensing rights to another company in that sector. So in that case, he sold it to Sprint. And Sprint Wireless doesn't actually do all that well in the US. And so now Virgin US is only going to be sold at Walmart stores. They have no standalone stores, no kiosks, and are only sold in Walmart.
Right, so one thing when you actually run a social media campaign for multinational companies and is just their US counterpart is to strong, or vice versa, right? Like you said, the Canada ones. So would you feel like there's any struggle with, you know, maybe kind of a not battling, but just kind of working with the counterparts?
No, not at all. I have no problem working with counterparts. I actually enjoy, again, the brand tweeting each other is super fun, and you can totally do that with partners. Be like, I tweeted Virgin US all the time. They did a campaign called Catsy that was cats taking selfies. It was really adorable. And I tweeted them, and I was like, hey guys, I think I've got one. I'm gonna one-up you on the catsies. And I had a picture of a bulldog who had his paw up because he was taking dogsies, and those are better. Yeah.
So, if you didn't work for a company that was, you know, sexy and throwing concerts with pretty girls and beards, and you were doing, like, let's say, immigration lawyer or like a business service, like most of us deal with business services, regular business services, how would you take like your thinking about social media to a non-sexy type of?
Okay, well, like Matt said, any client can be sexy. But for that kind of stuff, you look at the newsworthy things. Milestones in your business history, milestones in competitor business history, and big news. So obviously there's always stuff happening in immigration. Yeah. And if you want to be sexy, if you want to be political, you totally can, especially in Canada right now. Thanks, Harper.
It's the every time a celebrity gets denied entry to Canada.
Yeah, okay, so Chris Brown, denied entry.
Yeah.
I mean, yay, but anyone with a criminal record gets denied entry. So there you have a story. Because everybody was like, go Canada! It wasn't a Canadian government thing. You have a criminal record, you're not getting in. It's that simple. But there you go, you've got a story, and you can talk to people about what immigration law means for them.
I was going to say a good example of that is the TSA. Anyone follows TSA, Transport Safety Authority, on Instagram?
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
And the CIA.
It's the TSA, yeah, and the CIA is starting to do the same thing.
Super fun.
They have that sense of humor.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a TSA agent does not have a sense of humor. Do not pretend that they do. Yeah. But the people running the account do, and it's fun.
Yeah, and they get a lot of followers, and they're always on message.
And they put a friendly face on something that everybody hates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're targeting the same market, whether it be Facebook or Twitter, you're marketing to the same group. Do you find that there's certain overexposure, or they say enough of this and is it too much?
For a lot of reasons. The vast majority of people are on Facebook. Highly engaged people on Twitter are few. I'm going to be honest with you. I love Twitter. Twitter's my favorite. Also Instagram. Instagram's amazing. But the issue is that you won't often talk to the same people. And if you think that's an issue, then build different custom audiences for Twitter and Twitter and Facebook.
Don't try and do them all. You know, if you can, pick one and do one well.
Yeah.
Pick one channel or one target group?
One channel. And some channels might be better than others sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Instagram ads are a thing now too, and they don't cost $200,000 anymore. They used to.
What do you think of Meerkat?
Oh, yes. I am fascinated by Meerkat. They do not have a proper functioning Android app yet, but I'm fascinated by it, and I actually just tweeted that out to some friends the other day asking what people thought of Meerkat. For anyone who doesn't know, Meerkat enables users to capture real-time content, which has been making the news a lot lately. People seeing things that, oh my God, this is terrible, some girl beat up a cop. But lots of people capture content in real time, and Meerkat is enabling people to aggregate that content and put it all in one place. So lots of people seeing lots of things in the real world and capturing that content, but that could be something as serious as a political issue or something as fun as a concert. So there's a lot of opportunity for UGC, which I dig. I like user-generated content. I do not like when brands ask for user-generated content.
It's kind of scary, the fact that they completely depend on Twitter for everything that they do, so Twitter can basically shut them down anytime they want.
For now, or until Twitter buys them.
Why do you not like when brands ask for user content?
Because it's a huge barrier to entry.
Okay.
If you're going to ask for UGC, ask for a story, a video, or a photo. Give people options.
You give them many options.
Yeah. Most people ask for a photo or a video, or they ask for just a video. And it's complicated when you ask for just a video because nobody wants to create a video. It's like, oh, I'm not going to enter that contest. I don't want to do that badly. And then you get a whole bunch of contesters and bloggers entering your contest every single time. And you want to avoid the contesters and focus on loyal brand advocates. In order to do that, you make the barrier to entry low. And so I did a Valentine's Day campaign for Virgin where I just asked people to tell me their worst date story. We got something like 8,000 entries in like 4 days. So I was just like, tell me about your worst date.
Did you crowdsource picking them? How did you choose the winner?
We chose in the office.
But how do you read 8,000?
We kind of picked our, like we all had our favorite ones, so I had people come in with 20 favorites.
Okay.
The ones that you remembered, like the guy who asked a woman to call him Nico the kitty. The one that won was a young woman who was picked up by her date and his mother. And the mom stayed for dinner.
Nice.
And she paid for both.
All
Ugh, brutal. But yeah, user-generated content can be good, it can be bad. It depends what works for you. But that was sort of real time because it was like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, I want to do something fun. Here's how I'm going to do it.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.